Hello, welcome, happy 4th. I hope that you are super duper incredibly excited because I'm super duper incredibly excited that we're going to be opening a whole bunch of Shatterpoint right now. Like just an absolute ton of Shatterpoint right now. Do you are you Doper McGopers? Are you excited and guiders? Because you should be. So this came in the mail for us today, which is so incredibly dope. I am so insanely excited for this. I know that every single one of you are insanely excited for this. So let's just get started with it, right? Like why would we hold up any longer? Why would we, waste any more time? Also, happy fourth, guys. May the fourth be with you. So Shatterpoint is the new skirmish miniatures game from Atomic Mass Games. They do MCP. They're currently in charge of Legion and Armada and X-Wing as well. So you know very specifically that they do a absolute bang-up job with these. We have been so excited for this game for so long. I'm so excited to be able to open it with y'all today. We're going to be having Taylor a little bit later. Dan's going to come down at some point as well here from the new studio. So let's get right into it. Let's go. Let's start with so we have Dooku, which I'm so incredibly excited to have in my hand. I'm so excited to have Obi-Wan, right? We have the take cover terrain pack as well. And let's break right into this core set. So let's go. Here we go. Look at this thing. It is a big box. I have big old hands, and it's a big one. So let's unwrap this bad boy and get right into it. I mean, this is fresh. It does not get fresher than this. A bit low on audio. Let me take a gander, take a look. Yeah, that should be a little bit better. Yeah, I guess I could speak louder as well. But all right, new game smell, dude. Oh, it really does. All right, you ready for this? Look at how this box cover slides off like a glove. Here we go. Okay. So first off, ooh, okay. So this is an art backdrop. Oh, that's dope. It's like a little. So you fold this. It even has instructions on the back here on how you can use that as a backdrop. So like especially like for us, like to be able to fold this, pop that bad boy right up, be able to set your models here. That's going to be so rad. That is not something I knew was going to be in there, but that's just super cool, right? How cool is that? All right, so we're going to set this here. It looks like there's a few of these as well.
Taylor wants you to smell the inside of the box.
Oh, I'll smell the inside of the box, baby girl. And here's another one. Ooh, and it's double-sided too. So you have kind of a Tatooine style thing here. And then what else would complement that but a Hoth one, right? So once again, it has this little crease. Look at that. You just fold this bad boy. Maybe. Dude, I'm scared to break this. And now you have like a little backdrop. How dope? How dope is that? Let's confirm some English versions of Squad Pack cards. Woohoo! Right? Yeah, listen, so that's that Dooku right here. And Obi-Wan are certainly going to be happening here very shortly. All right. And there's the Hoth side as well. Look at that. Like that. What a cool idea, too. Like, just legitimate. Like, all right. And here we have all of our beautiful, beautiful tokens. We have our hunkers. We have our force, our stamina, a little bit more hunkers, and then all sorts of damage. Let's take a look at that. Some of them are double-sided, so for control, you have blue player, red player. You also have your strain and status effects. Here's like when you actually take the damage. Here's your activation or the objectives. So these on this side are going to be the unactive objectives, and then when they are active, they'll be here. So, and I really like that it's not two separate tokens. It's just one, you flip it, you're good, right? All right, so here's the rule book. I love the aesthetic of this as well. Let's just look at this. Table of contents. This is actually a really nice rule book. Like, explains everything right out. They really did a good job kind of just making sure that all of the information was really in really nice presentable ways. You have Anakin here. Nice. So let's get into the meat, right? Let's get into the meat of this bad boy. All right, here we go. So looks like everything actually comes in one nice box. These are all the characters that are going to be in here. You have Gar Saxon, Kalani, Maul, Ventress, B1 Battle Droids, and then some Mandalorian Super Commandos. But wait, there's more. Not only are you going to have those, you're going to have Ahsoka, you're going to have some Clan Kryze, 501st, Bo-Katan, Anakin, and Captain Rex. So those are all the characters that kind of come in the core box. Here's kind of the, some might consider the good guys, I consider them not quite that. And then the actual good guys here, that's all of them. Starting with the Super Commando, then Gar, Maul, Battle Droids, right? Okay. Also, ooh, here's more. Just look at this. So this looks like, who's in this one? Ooh, there's some terrain in this pack. So let's pop that bad boy open. My beautiful assistant Lindsay is here on the side as well, ready and eager to start assembling some of this. So here we go with the, I mean, I'm actually really surprised. This terrain is actually going to be pretty simple to put together. Just a couple pieces, really. Same on here, just big panels. They did a really good job with this. Some vents and the like. We'll pass these over to Lindsay. Hard not to love Mandalorians. Yeah, right? Who doesn't? Okay. Now what do we got here? So this looks like, this is Anakin and Ventress. Is that Anakin? I think so. On that sprue, I know sprues aren't exactly the most exciting thing in the world, but listen, you got to start somewhere, and especially for a game like this, it's all going to come from someplace, right? Then we got more terrain. Keep that here. Beautiful. Yeah, once again, just the paneling, the detail and paneling on these is super, super solid. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Here's the range tools and the like as well. Let's get those bad boys out. So, and very specifically, one of my favorite things from the demo that we were able to do with this at Adepticon. Oh, I already broke a movement tool. Just, you know, I'm too excited, right? So this, I don't know if this came apart or if I broke it, but it looks like it just snaps back together. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, it does. Look at that. It's pretty dope. So that's the advance or the dash tool. This is the one I'm super excited about. This is the shove tool, right? So when you're trying to like angle for a shove, especially if you're like in and under terrain, let's say you're like, oh, I want to push you under this Count Dooku box, and you're like, oh, how am I going to reach that? You can just be like, whoop, whoop. You just shove it right there. You measure, and then you shove. Okay. So, and if you played MCP, you're going to be very familiar with the range ruler. So you have your size 2. On the top side right here is going to be your size 1. So any one of these can be used to measure range 1, including the shove tool, which I just violently threw upon the ground. This is range 2, so this is going to be for melee attacks or to see if you're engaged or not. They said, I believe, on one of the streams, maybe in one of the demo downloads as well, that pretty much all of the blasters and stuff are going to kind of be like range 5. So this, for the most part, actually pretty decent size. And these are sturdy as hell too. Like these are going to be really fun to paint. These are going to be really fun for Lindsay to paint for me, I guess is what I meant. So on the short one,
I'm super excited.
Right?
I'm also very short.
You are very short. Look at that. She's on that step stool too. So, and because this one being the melee one, you can kind of see that it has some lightsabers on it. So I think this is going to be one of the cool kind of like personalization points that people are going to have with what color they end up doing their lightsabers, especially in that like little clashing art style there. Boom! Look at that. All right, here's the range 3. So this one looks like some thermal detonators being thrown. Or I guess you could say maybe it's like a droid rolling, but I think that's hucking stuff, right? Especially like in MCP and stuff, like when you're throwing stuff. Range 3 is about as far as most people can throw, unless your bullseye is just dope as heck. Range 4 looks like some force lightning. I was excited to see how people glow that one up too. Maybe get some of that that like black light paint in there, right? And then the blaster at range 5, because you remember that's what it's for, is blasting. Okay. What else is in here? Oh, and then we have the little.
Thanks, guys.
Aw, for real. She's incredible. She's been here helping me set up. So tomorrow, the plan is we are going to do our first live stream of this, potentially. Taylor and Dan are coming down. We're going to try to get as much of this as we can assembled tonight, and then go live tomorrow with like a, the Power Phase style game of Shatterpoint with at least Taylor and I. There's the shorter move. Okay. Now, is there a QR code for what?
Instructions for the frame and the muffle?
Yes. So, very great question. Yeah. So, if you want to copy and paste that link right into chat, that is where you can find all the assembly instructions. And you can find the rules, because they did release all the core rules on there as well as kind of the next few, next few releases and stuff that has the assembly instructions. Nope, use the one that's in the Bitly one. Just go to Facebook and post it. Okay, so, or if one of you guys, Dan or Taylor, if you have that link, actually, I think if you type in, maybe I didn't actually have it, but so here's the thing too. We have this little card cam too, right? So as we go through these cards, we're going to be able to see exactly what they think or exactly what they do. So all right, so here's your main victory tracker. This is the struggle tracker, right? Dude, it is also very firm, very firm. So in this, let's flip this box around. Maybe we'll show it nice here. Look at this though, like what a value as far as core boxes go. So this is your struggle tracker. So as you're playing your game, this is how you're going to be effectively monitoring your progress and who's in the lead and who's close to wherever. So you have your tracker here in the center. This is going to be the struggle kind of going back and forth based on how people are doing. And then you'll gain momentum as well with these little black cubes. Momentum kind of tracks, the struggle really getting to what some people might say like a shatter point, where you end up winning the game once you get this clear tracker to match where your momentum is. That's when you win that mission. These are all really nice. Perfect, thank you. And so that link right there takes you to AMG's site. That is where you can find all of the information on how to assemble these, what comes in the boxes, the core rules, and more great stuff like that. Sorry, my ADHD is taking over. We need to fill this struggle tracker as much as possible. There we go. So yeah, so that is going to be how you're tracking your victory points throughout throughout your play.
Show it down on the.
That's exactly what I was doing. So you won't be able to see the whole thing there. But now we have these. You know what? Let's get this over here. Oh no, I'm throwing it everywhere. Right? Listen, I'm pretty stoked.
You're so excited.
So show off some of these dice here on this little hop board. Let's get this out of the way as well. Big box. So here's the dice. How do they show up on here? Would be great. Oh, that's kind of good. Nice. So you have your attack dice, which are the 8-sided die. And then your defense dice are the 6-sided die. So it looks like the set comes with 6 defense dice and 2, 4, 6, 8 of the attack dice. They feel really great. Okay, so as far as results, you have this like force explosion symbol. That's going to be, let me get that lined up right. So that's your crit. So crits are always damage that just goes right through. They can't be blocked. On defense, you have failures. These are successful blocks and expertise. Every character interacts with expertise differently. The attack dice also have expertise. That little diamond. They have crits, attack successes, and failures. Dope. Okay. I know you guys have seen a lot of these cards already, but we'll go through some of them here. Do I have this orientated correctly? I sure don't.
Nope.
Beautiful. There we go. So here are the character deck cards. These are how you will choose what order you go in. This is the mission card. Let's see. Also, X-Paxis, thank you so much. X-Paxis is a super dope dude, by the way.
The dice are each side?
Well, there's 2 different dice. There's D6s and, yes, X-Paxis. Yep, so the attack dice are D8s. The defense dice are D6s. So this is the mission that comes with the core set. This is shifting priorities. So this is the setup of where you're going to be placing your objectives. So that is mission type 1, and then depending, so you have, this is for mission 3. Looks like there's 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Take your hand and come with me. So this, once you get into round 3, I'm going very out of order here, but these are what will be the active. These will be what the active objective markers are. So like I said earlier with the tokens here, when you set up a game of Shatterpoint on this particular map, you're setting up these tokens in these circles, right? And then a certain amount of those will be active. After round 1, and actually I'll show you this. So during round 1, you'll draw one of these cards. These will show which ones are going to be active. Once that first round is decided, there we go. Man, that shows up so much nicer than I was expecting. So once that first round is, established, and someone ends up winning with that struggle tracker, that is when the person that lost the first mission will draw one of these cards for round 2, of which there's 3, and this will denote where the next round of active objectives are. So you'll see that there are 3 different symbols on here, correct? So when you figure out which one you're going to be using, you roll a die. In this instance, this one's a failure, so if we say pick this one, say I lost from mission 1, I end up choosing this card and this setup. I rolled a failure, which means this, I'll show this a little bit better here. This particular objective is going to be worth an additional victory point, and that will shift every round. Then, if I win the second round or second mission, we'll go on to the third mission, of which there's 3. Once again, whoever lost the second mission will get to choose based on the card that's pulled which setup they want, and then they'll roll a die and figure out which one has priority. So, just as far as the setup, it's pretty quick. So you have 3 for mission 1, looks like 3 for mission 3. And did I lose all my mission 2 cards already? Oh, no, right here, you big dummy. All right. So now you'll have 3 for this as well. Go. And then you have your Shatterpoint cards. Now what the Shatterpoint card does, and let's see, where did I put, here they are. So in your deck, you have a stack of cards for the characters that you're playing, right? So let's say we're playing the good guys with Maul and Saxon and Ventress, Kalani, and the B1 battle droids. So, go ahead and show these off a little bit because the art on these is just really dope. There's Gar and Maul, Super Commandos and Ventress, as well as Kalani and the B1 battle droids. So one thing you may notice too on some of these character cards is this little symbol. So what that little symbol designates is that when that character activates, they have a, it's like a tactics or something. I forget the actual name of the boom, 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 boom. But that's what the rule is for. They have an ability, I believe it means they do something extra on their turn. Where is the thing? There, a tactic. Yes? Yes. Our special innates. A tactic icon on a unit order card is a reminder that the unit has a tactic ability that will result at the start of the unit's activation. So, for instance, we are looking at Kalani. You see, Kalani does have the tactic symbol there. So this is Kalani. This is Kalani's card. Let's get that in the frame a little bit better. So Kalani's tactic is Roger Roger. And at the start of the unit's activation, each allied battle droid supporting character within range 4 of a character in this unit may move. So it's just, when you're taking Kalani and you're doing anything with her, you're going to have all sorts of additional movement. Kalani's super dope too, because he is able to have additional droids fire and stuff. Kalani activations can be quite a while. But, so you have your deck, right? And what happens is you end up taking that, you shuffle that bad boy up. When it's your turn, you draw off the top. So you don't get to choose when characters activate. It is Maul. So you have the option here to put Maul in reserve or use him right away. So if you spend one of your force, and your force is designated by the total amount of force that is on the character card. So you'll see here for Ventress and Maul. Ventress has 3, Maul has 3. So during each full cycle, you'll have access to 6 force to use. And you can spend one of that force to put a character that you don't necessarily want to activate right now into reserve. So the next time you draw a card, you can say, okay, well, instead of drawing, I'm going to use Maul now. Right? So pretty neat. And then the Shatterpoint card, which is right here, is kind of like a Y-on. So when that Shatterpoint card comes up, and you draw off the top of your roster, you can activate whoever you want. So say you already activated Maul. He's done for the round. You draw that Shatterpoint card, you can have him activate again. So it makes sure that not only is it a little like wild flare, you're going to be activating somebody twice, right? Which is pretty dope. If that comes up, you can spend a force to reshuffle it. You cannot put it into your reserve like you can with characters, but you can spend a force to put it back in the deck. But so that's how you kind of choose priority, not priority, but yeah, turn order and who you're activating first. So it is random. You got to think about that. Do you save that character for later by spending one of your precious resources of force, or do you activate them now, try to get the biggest bang for your buck as you can, and then continue and hope that maybe you can activate them soon again with a Shatterpoint card? So here are the bad guys. You have Ahsoka, who I know Dan is super incredibly excited about. Bo-Katan. Some Clan Kreese Mandalorians. Anakin. Rex. And then some of the 501st. So this is just kind of a really neat thing in Shatterpoint in general, the turn order. I think that's a really interesting way to do it. I like it quite a bit. It keeps you on your toes. And the battlefield and the state of the game can change so much so quickly, even in one character's activation, that it's you're going to be reacting to a constantly changing battlefield, right? Which is some people might say, what battlefields are for is to make you react. But so it sounds like Dan is on his way as well. So if you've been paying attention to the data downloads that AMG puts out, I would highly suggest that in that link that Lindsay here will post again in the chat. If you head over to AMG's site, you can kind of get a lot of that information on a very regular basis. I would highly suggest the transmissions because they like to give us those little the sneak peeks here and there, right? Of like what's coming up, what the cards are going to do, what the stance cards are. And so let's get right into that with the stance cards. So we'll start with Ahsoka. Oh, maybe I should save Ahsoka for when Dan gets here. I'll do that. I'm a nice guy. He's a good guy. So we'll go with one of my favorite characters, Anakin. So this is Anakin's stance card. Some characters have two sides to their stance card, two different forms that they can kind of be in. Usually one is maybe a little bit more aggressive and one's more defensive, or one might be more tactical, it has more shoves, or maybe more healing or more movement. But they've done an incredibly good job at really hitting the narrative elements of how characters really should feel in these stance cards. So this is Form 5 for Anakin. And effectively what happens is when you make your rolls, and we'll just do a mock roll here quick. So you roll your attack dice, you roll your defense dice. So on the defense, we have an expertise and 2 failures. That's actually a very standard Tim France roll. So get ready to see a lot of those. And then on the attack side, we have 2 failures. We have 3 crits, an expertise, and a hit. So before we modify any dice or anything like that, we're going to look at Anakin's card. So we see that he adds 1 crit if he has 1 expertise. If he rolls 2 to 3 expertise, he'll add 2 crits. If he has 4 or more expertise, he'll add 3. So we're going to be adding 1 crit. So we can go ahead and just change that failure to a crit. So that is now going to have 4 crits, 1 hit, 1 expertise. So we can get rid of that expertise now because we've already activated it. Only 1 defensive here on the defense roll, so that will cancel out the 1 non-critical attack. So then we are left with 4 successes because these 4 successes cannot be blocked. So on this attack chart, we're going to go and effectively go down the track 4 spaces because it was a difference of 4. 4 damage or 4 attacks land. Right, so this first one shows 3 pows. That's damage. So we kind of build the damage pool now. So we're going to go up 4 of these. So we're starting with 3 damage. The second one up the track is 2 damage. Now we're at 5. 3 is going to be strain and then 2 more damage. And now we're at 7 damage and strain. And then the fourth one, we have a choice here. We can choose to either get a little jump, or we can choose, let's see, let's look up what that symbol is. And it's right here. And this is actually one of the really cool things on the back of the rule book is this very nice, let me get a little bit closer so you see that better. This very nice cheat sheet for what some of the abilities do. So let's look at strain. Maybe we would like to use strain. And then what is the little jumpy one? That is, oh, jump. Go. And then this one, the slashed arrow. That is, why can't I find it? Oh, pinned, right there, duh. There's the first one on the list. So let's take a look at what strain and pinned do. If I recall, pinned means the next time you would make a move action, you don't. But then the pin goes away. Let's see what we got for pinned. Oh, there's like a little table of contents. That seems like a great place to go when we're looking for boop, 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 boop. Stacking effects, page 15. Momentum. Okay, so here are all the different movements as well. So we have advance is the straightforward arrow, climb, dash, jump, push or pull. You assembled that already?
Yeah. That's Anakin.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be a pretty consistent Anakin player, so you can see the models go together. So how was that put together? Pretty quick, right?
Very quick.
Yeah, super dope. Coffee time, good to see you. House of W, you as well. But yeah, so that Anakin's already done. Heck, yes. Great choice on first pick there too. Okay. Here we go. Directed effects. So the shove strain. The unit gains the strain condition. What does the strain condition do? The strain condition goes in the square hole. Let's see strain. When a character in this unit moves, attacks, makes an action, or uses an active or reactive ability, after the effective result, the unit suffers 3 damage. Then this unit loses the strain condition. So we have the option there to add strain, so we definitely did that. And then we have to choose between pin or jump. So pin would be the next time a character in this unit would advance, dash, climb, or jump, it does not move. Then this unit loses the pin condition. So I would say if you needed to then, get to the other side of someone, you're going to use that jump. If you don't, I mean, in 4 and 5, Anakin is adding a bunch of really great conditions. So we're going to go with that pinned. So that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total damage would go through. They gain strain, strain and pinned. So if they make any action, their first move action, they're not going to make it, and then they take some damage. It's pretty dope. So that's his first size. And when you're comparing dice to, this would be a melee attack, right? So you can see on the thing here, his melee is 8 dice. That's why we rolled all 8. His defense in both melee and range is 5. So that's how many defensive dice he would be rolling. And then on the other side, this is also a 4 and 5. He has 1 base start, right? So on this one, he's on the same track for at least 3 successes. On the other side, he can go one of 2 ways very quickly. The top track is heavy healing, right? So he would do 2 damage, and he would get, I believe that's an advance, and then he'd heal, then he'd do 2 damage, and I don't know what that symbol is. This one here, but then more healing, more moving, and a little bit of damage, and then the bottom one is just moving damage, moving damage, moving damage, moving, jumping, 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 and then disarming. And then disarmed does the following. Damage pool. I gotta say too, on page 32 and 33, this is something AMG did very well with MCP as far as like if you have been on the rules forums, especially like a huge shout out to Thoris or like Neo Goldar, that have done a lot for the rules forum. Every attack and part of that particular back and forth is detailed as to when things happen, kind of down the line here. So you know for a fact, if you have a question, this is going to be a great reference, these pages. Great reference. All right, so that's Anakin. Maul is somewhat similar as well. He has two, not every character has two sides to their stance card. You can change your stance once per turn. So you can't like start your turn. Well, I guess you could. You could start your turn in say a more aggressive stance, right? And then get all that aggressive stuff done, and then at the end of your turn, switch it to a defense stance. Then next turn you could do that again, switching maybe to an aggressive stance at the start of the turn, but then at the end you're gonna be held up a little bit because you're gonna be stuck in that aggressive stance. So you can only change once per turn. So Darth Maul is also super dope in that his abilities are like just super cool. So, ooh, nice. Look at that. So our boy Maul has an active. So this symbol here is how much force it costs to use that. Let's see, beautiful right there. So he can spend one force, and then he can advance. He gets a free move, effectively. There's no place to run, plus 2 force. Choose a character in this unit and an enemy character within range 3 of this character. Pull the chosen enemy character range 2 towards the chosen ally character. Then the chosen enemy gains the exclamation point. And the exclamation point, some people might refer to as exposed. Now you're going to say, Tim, what does exposed do? Well, I'm going to tell you. Do you want to know? Because I'll let you know. What exposed does is incredibly impactful on the game. And a lot of people think, hey, Tim, if you were to put into words exactly what exposed does, how would you describe it using words? And here's what I would say. Well, while defending, characters in this unit cannot use defensive expertise results. The next time a character in this unit makes a defense roll, remove any defense dice with the defense expertise before modifying the dice rolls. After determining results, the unit loses the exposed condition. So we saw on here, so let's look at the defense. So this would be the effects for defense expertise. So if let's see, if Maul rolls 1 to 3, he adds 2 successful defenses to his defense pool. If he gets 4 or more, he adds 3 for perfect defense. Same thing over here. This one, ooh, no defensive expertise. Well, no, there is, but very different. Gotcha. So he can throw his lightsaber on this side, which is super dope. So he does have a ranged attack, then the melee, then the defense deck. And if we got Magna cards, if it's in English, that could be great too. Well, why don't we, do you want to go right into that? I know you guys have seen a lot of the core set. So how about we'll open up Dooku right now and go through his stuff. I heard Maul was one of the stranger characters. Yes, so Maul, and that was the thing I was getting to here, is sustained by rage. This is an effect that I really like. I think this is really cool. So sustained by rage. Well, this unit is not wounded. So once you take your stamina and damage, once you activate, you will get a wound. Once you have been wounded to your threshold, then that character is removed from the game. Until then, though, and the other thing with wounding as well is once you get wounds, everything that costs force starts costing 1 more. So it's really kind of a great way to be like, your character's slowing down, the battle's starting to affect them, they're getting tired, they're getting stressed, they're strained, right? But Maul, sustained by rage, While this unit is not wounded, when it would spend force to use an ability, like he's using force speed or there's no place to run, it may suffer damage equal to the cost of the ability instead. For every 3 damage this unit has, characters in this unit add 1 die to their attack results, their melee attack rolls. For each injured token this unit has, characters in this unit add 3 dice to their attack rolls. So he's a character that can spend his own health in place of force, because he's what some people might say is sustained by rage. And as he gets more injured, he gets a lot more deadly too. So when he gets desperate, he's going to be, hucking legs at you left and right. So, and I'm super excited for Maul. He's going to be a mainstay for me. So yeah. And his forms as well. So he has Dark Rage and Sinister Cunning. So Sinister Cunning, you can see on the track here. He has some damage. He has some repositions. He has exposed or pinned. And then he actually gets a little bit of healing, as well as some more damage and jumps. And then on the flip, very interesting attack tree here on the back, on the other side of the card. Starting with damage. You can go a ton of damage down along the bottom track. You can go up top and get some movement and some status effects like strain, or you can go to center and kind of get a whole bunch of movement with it as well. Very versatile character. Very interested to finally play him. We've been waiting just so long, so long. Maul's drawback is his durability, yes. So you'll see on a lot of other cards, Ventress, for instance, she can take 3 wounds. Same with Ahsoka. Some of the secondaries, like Bo-Katan, only have 2, and the supports as well. So for a primary unit, which is what Maul is, having only 2 wounds that he can take before being removed could be a little difficult, Okay. Try to keep all this stuff together so that I know where it is when I need to find it. And then let's open that Dooku box. I hope One Absolute's still here so he gets to see it as well. Super good guy. I got to meet in NashCon. Boop, boop. Took me out with his buddy, I want to say it was Troy, to a super dope Indian place in Nashville. That was just really good. Really good. All right, let's get some of this plastic out of the way as well. As we move over to one of the boxes that I am just so pumped for. When I opened this box today, I just absolute silence. I was so happy this was in there. So let's check this out. Look at that dude, right? Look at him. Beautiful. Okay, let's get our struggle tracker out of the way here. And our tokens. And let's do an unboxing of one of my favorite characters ever. Okay. There's the sprue. And one thing that I'm really happy that we're seeing there are in fact instructions on and a QR code to get the assembly instructions. Once again, that link that Lindsay will share here in a second, we'll have that as well. And we have the localization on the back as well. So one of the things, if you watched our coverage of Adepticon, we got to interview Simone for a little while and talk about some of the business aspects of the release of Shatterpoint. And one of the things that they're doing, which I think is very, very, very awesome, is localization right away, right? So this is going to have a bunch of different languages right out of the gate. So regardless of what country you're in or what language you prefer to play in, you will have support right from the get. You don't have to buy or wait for a release specifically in German or French or Spanish. It's going to be available right from the get. Okay, here we go. Who do that do for? So this box comes with, wrong camera. One other camera here we go. Lindsay.
I said fudge.
All right.
scares me.
Okay, so this box is going to have Dooku, Django, and then 2 Magna Guards. This is one of the ones that comes out in June. We'll leave that right here. Okay, so let's take a look at the order cards first. We have Dooku, Django, and the Magna Guards. I've always really dug the Magna Guards. I think they have a really cool look. So we have those bad boys, Django, and that's Dan.
Hi.
And Dooku. Dooku is going to have a tactical ability too when he activates, which is super dope.
Oh, nice.
So,
Whoa.
right? Okay, so what is it you wanted to see? I know you were very excited, very specifically about something on Dooku, and I'm just going to put this card that probably has what you want on it right here. So,
See you.
oh, there's another set of these in here. Oh, are they in a different language?
Isn't it in a whole bunch, like French, German, other ones I don't know their flags?
Yeah, look at that. Okay, so yeah, so there's the French ones.
You got all kinds of spares.
You really do. That's so dope.
Unless you speak other languages and you could just intermix them, that'd be kind of cool.
There's the Spanish ones. Polish.
German?
Oh yeah, German. Yeah. So 4 different languages right out of the gate. So let's
Very cool. Shatterpoint
go ahead and grab the English ones. Okay. So he's got Form 2 and Force Mastery. Ooh, with some range attacks and some force lightning. And I'm so excited. Okay. So let's.
I'm excited to see him too.
So what do we want to start with? The form card. The combat tree will be last. So let's go Django Fett first. Beautiful.
Beauteous.
So he's got also he can jetpack. He capture wire, you know, to just be able to pull in some Dooter-Magooters. Costs a little bit of force. What is Dooku's force as well? So he's got 4.
Oh, Dooku is 7. Okay.
So he can, yeah, and so that's the other important thing too. So when you have your characters here, you have point costs for them. So these are 4 and 3, matching to Dooku's 7. That's how many points of units you can take. Oh, Tim, you're mean.
Ben said, "Dang, you didn't pick me up." No, I didn't swing over 4 hours north.
Uh-oh. I got mixed up with the cards again.
You're looking at Django. Where'd you go?
I did. I grabbed, so like, the Dooku one.
Oh, what is that? Yeah, that's like, I think that's Polish.
So we have
I'll
capture
take a look.
wire. You can pull people around, not so fast at the start. So this one is a reactive.
French, he's a chef.
Oh, separatiste. So at the start of an enemy unit's activation, if one or more characters in that unit are within range 3 of a character in this unit may use this ability. Roll 5 attack dice. The activating unit suffers 1 damage for each crit and hit result in the roll. Ooh, that's awesome. Oof. Just flat damage, no defense roll. Really like that. I'm just looking to get paid.
That's such a great. I like that.
When a character in this unit wounds an enemy primary unit or enemy secondary unit after the effective resolve, refresh 2 force, and 1 character in this unit may heal 2.
Ooh, refresh force. That's nice.
Right? All right. How about the Magna Guards? What do those bad boys do?
So they are 3-point cost. You said that we'll show it one more time. And they got just a couple abilities. We saw one kind of previewed right in the rulebook itself. We've got protection protocols. After an allied separatist alliance primary unit makes a move action, this unit may use this ability. Choose a character in the activating primary unit. 1 character in that unit may advance toward the chosen character.
He has 4. 7-4.
Oh, advance out of that. That's
4 Dooku.
a lot of movement.
Yeah.
They got bodyguard, allied primary characters, and allied secondary characters within 2 of this character have cover 1. Oh wow, bodyguard works really different in this game. Just giving
it's almost like
cover.
it's a different game,
right? So we've been playing other green for so long that you just assume a bodyguard is going to take the hit. No, they just get more cover. That's really sweet. And then intercede. While this unit is not wounded, enemy characters engaged with one or more characters in this unit cannot target allied primary characters or allied secondary characters with attacks. So they just get right in the way and say, "No, you're hitting us."
Also pretty dope.
Sweet. And they got 10.
They're almost as healthy as Here, I'll move this over that way.
Oh, nice.
Read it a little bit better.
Done ones up here.
We're not officially not a sponsor. We'll just put a little Duker right there. We'll Duke it up,
Duke it up.
Okay, so let's get into these forms.
Yeah, where'd you put that Dooku card?
So here we go. So we have the man, the myth, the Dooku.
That is a complex tree.
That is a complex.
He's got a lot going on.
I love that this box too is called Twice the Pride. They've done a very good job naming these.
Yeah, I love the squad pack names that they're all kind of like little jokes or just things that they've said.
All right, so let's start with Form 2. So his expertise for the Force Lightning for 1 to 3 adds a hit and a damage just straight up. Okay, dope. His lightsaber attacks is just going to be additional crits, but starts to ramp up actually pretty quickly. If you roll 3 expertise, getting 2 crits and a hit off of it. And then duelist training defensively. Well, that's new. So for duelist training, wow. So he gets additional blocks and he can convert the opponent's
Crits to a failure.
crits to failures.
Whoa. Yeah,
Alright.
he's a monster in combat. 7/7 in melee.
Yeah, I can. I can
Makes
do that on the
sense.
other one for sure. We just can't read it at the same time. So as far as the tree goes, we're showing he can start in 2 different ways. One with damage and a reposition, so he can move himself, and then the same thing with it. Is that a shove? It's a dash. Nope.
No, it's square.
It is a shove.
So it is a shove, yeah.
So he can either move himself or others, then going immediately into 2 damage, followed up by damage and exposed, or damage and another shove, then 2 more damage, then you're going to either strained or another shove, and then finishing it off with 2 more damage and a reposition. You can see the stuff in the big. Yes, yep. We will absolutely do that. And then same thing for Force Mastery. Actually, so are there more of these? No. Yeah, there should be, right? In this stack.
All the languages?
Yeah. So if you want to show that one up there while I read it, granted it's going to be in a different language temporarily, but.
Wait.
Yep.
There we go.
There you go.
Too many cameras around.
So are you on Force Mastery side?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's looks like a little bit of damage here. So 2 damage, and then some disarm, some strain, some exposed, and then more damage. Or going the top route with actually a pretty decent amount of healing. Healing 2, and then a pinned and damage, a reposition and damage, and then more damage. Same thing here. 1, 2, or 3 successful things on duelist training. Actually a decent amount of dice on the ranged attack. So it's range 4 for the Force Lightning. 8 damage, or 8 dice, 6 defense on that side too.
8 offensive dice range is this
So-
is gonna hurt.
So, and then I'll, here we go. So I'll get this one right up here for you. It might autofocus, but.
I was having a hard time focusing on the card so close.
See there. And maybe if I go up farther. Why is this so difficult? Here we go. You're ready for it.
Yeah. Oh. There was a bunch of failures already.
So there you be. I do think that's going to be blurry. Let's see if it'll refocus. I think I turned the refocus off actually. And then Form 2. And you know what, Lindsay, if you hit !point Discord in the chat, we will put high quality photos of all of this in the Discord. So just head over there and join that, and we'll make sure that you can read all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's Dooku, and his tactic ability is on
His English one.
his English card.
The English card.
So leader of the Separatist army, At the start of the unit's activation, choose another allied Separatist Alliance character within range 3. Each character in this unit and the chosen character may move with a or may dash. Then a reactive, surely you can do better. Show me that stance. Yeah, you want to put the stance back up on the screen there? Well, try to get it a little bit closer for y'all. I can close that back. You can just set it there on the. Yeah. Well, watch this. Let's get really wild with it. We are high tech. Let's move this out of the way. Move. Let's make it even more. More.
You can make almost anything in Star Wars clone.
Right? Surely you can do better. So what this is going to do is when a character in this unit is targeted with an attack, this unit may spend 1 to 3 force to use this ability while modifying the attack roll. Change one hit result to a failure for each force spent. So, okay, that's awesome. Twice the pride, double the fall. This one costs 1 force.
Look on Tim's favorite character.
Oh yeah, no, I knew this was
already. I
yep.
mean, before we read the card.
After a melee attack targeting an allied character within 2 is resolved, this unit may use this ability if the attack roll contained no hit results. One character in this unit may dash and then may make a 5 dice attack targeting the attacking character. Yikes! Counters and counters and counters. Unlimited power. Shatterpoint Box of Jenga. Yes. Yep, pretty much. And then his innate, is brave but foolish. So once per turn, when an allied primary unit or allied secondary unit is wounded by the enemy effect, after the effect is resolved, refresh to force. Then choose an allied Separatist Alliance supporting unit. One character in the chosen unit may dash or make a 5 dice attack. So one of the things I really like him in general with Django and the Magna Guard, but with who am I thinking of? Kalani. Just so many additional extra attacks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And movements and popping off. Like you're going to be able to reposition most of the board all the time.
And then attack like crazy.
Right. And nets. But yeah, once again on the Discord, we'll post all of these tonight. Actually, probably here in the next little bit. All right. So the Magna Guard. Here we go with them.
A little baby tree compared to Dooku.
Yeah, for real. But a decent amount of dice, too, on that melee. So they do have 6 on the attack, 5 on the melee defense. So chances are, I mean, they're going to be going through their full tree all the time. And it doesn't recycle. It doesn't, like, stop and you start over. Like,
right,
once it's done,
it's done. At the end, all other successes are wasted.
But actually adding 2 crits for 2 expertise as well. Their expertise actually ramps up pretty quickly.
Yeah, theirs is good for support. Real good.
So they have some shoves and some damage, and then they can go down a tree that'll give them more shoves and then a disarm, or alternatively up the top one with some damage, a reposition, and some healing.
Ooh, healing.
They only have 1 side to their stance card. And the defense same. I mean, getting for the first 2 expertise on the defense roll, you're also going to be getting 2 additional blocks.
Blocks is always nice. And we got Django. Not used to pulling up there yet. So he's got 6 and 5 for both range and melee. His range is only range 4, which makes sense. He's got pistols. He's not shooting all the way across the board. His expertise charts are pretty nice. For custom blaster pistol, he's got a bunch more successes and a crit in there if you get 4 or more. His melee custom blaster pistol is also used in melee because why wouldn't you? It's alright, add some more damage. Some auto damage, that's pretty sweet. Some crits and hits in there. And then Beskar armor, we've seen this a few times. There we go. And a whole bunch more blocks with 1 to 2 gets 2, and then 3 plus gets 3 more blocks. His tree is kind of similar to Dooku's. He's got a lot of those back and forth. Starts off with just straight up damage. He can give you strained and damage. And then, what's that one? Oh, active ability. Oh, you can use an ability. That's really nice. either jetpack or capture wire from the tree. Some more damage and jumps and shoves and well, a lot of damage. He's definitely your damage dealer here. That's pretty sweet. And he again is only one side here. Just his resourceful gunslinger. I like that name for the stance. That's fun.
There you go, Dizzard. For you, anything.
Aw.
I love that dude. He's super nice. And plays X-Force, you know? So,
Can't fuck with for that.
all right, looks like we got another one done.
Oh, I have a bunch of
Oh.
Is that
I just want to say I love how they added an extra support.
You are not on.
Sorry. I love how they added an extra support for the leg for a model that's like suspended.
Nice.
I know that's always an issue with certain models.
So I'll show that up there a little bit. So there's lots of points of contact here on the Bo-Katan model, which is just super helpful.
We also have Rex and Maul done too.
So that's Bo, Maul, and who's that last one you said?
Rex.
Rex. Captain Rex. I don't know any of the bad guys' names.
Trying to get started here already. Captain Rex is my boy. So I'm sure people are curious.
How brittle are the sabers? They're not bad, dude.
No.
Like you can. I'll try to do this in a way where I number one don't actually break it, and number two, but they're pretty flexible, man.
Knowing you cling cling and then it breaks.
Right? Like for real, like you can bend these around. I don't know if that showed or not. I can't see the screen from there, but
here, it's not working as well as I thought it would. Next to their Legion counterparts, everybody wants to know just how big these are. Sizable difference, I think.
Yeah.
Oops, totally missing the camera. So that would be his feet at the same level there. You see Shatterpoint, and he is quite a bit bigger.
I'm actually curious how far you can bend this. I mean, legitimately though, like for real. I'll move this down here for a second. But I mean, these are flexible, bro. Like I'm talking real flexible.
Whoa!
Like I would not worry about them breaking.
No, that.
I mean, if you really send it, yeah, you're gonna break it. But
I actually really appreciate how long the sabers are too. They look like.
But for real, like look at it. That's a lot of give.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'm like worried how much you're moving that and it's not breaking.
No, and it doesn't even feel like you know what I mean. Like when you try to force something, sometimes like you feel like it's going to break. It doesn't feel like that. Like if you bend that at a 90-degree angle, it may break. Don't do that. You know, like GW says, just roll 12 successes.
Stop trying to break the saber. I'm not trying to break it.
I'm trying to show
product testing.
Yeah. What's up?
Just one time.
Oh, gotcha.
Where's my Luke?
We don't. Luke's not out, honey. His name's Anakin. It's Luke's dad. Maybe
you've heard of him. Talking about that with Felix this morning. He was telling me like all he knew about Darth Vader and stuff, and he was close. I was really impressed.
Okay, what do you guys want to see next? How many SP is in the box? SP. Support points. Man, all right.
Of course.
No, we're good.
Yeah, Dooku's 7, Mandigards are 3, and Jango's 4. We kind of expected. People were pretty spot on with those guesses for that box.
Yep. All right, and so you did Django, right?
Yep.
As well. Oh, his custom blaster pistols actually have. Well, he gets 2 blocks with his Beskar armor.
Yeah, Beskar armor is dope.
1 expertise for 2 additional blocks.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. Between the healing, the movement, the pinning.
These things are real good.
Yeah.
He does a ton of damage too.
Yep. So here's the good news. I don't need to play anyone else. It's going to be Dooku and Maul. Like, that's it. What's in the box? Okay, I think we've done everything from that particular box, right? We've gone over all the character cards, that it comes with all the localization stuff. We've gone over both forms for Dooku. Once again, 4 Force, 7 SP. So let's, before we get into the Obi-Wan box, before we finish up
Obi-Wan
with this bad boy as well.
Obi-Wan where?
Let's take a look at the tape cover set.
There's some awesome stuff that I'm really excited about.
Once again, completely localized here with QR codes on the back. Once again, you can use that link that Lindsay will post here in just a second. If you want any of the rules in any of the languages, or to find out more about Shatterpoint as a whole. We have just plastic and boxes everywhere. So this is the tape cover. This is the tape cover set. This is what it comes with. So it's actually a pretty solid amount of terrain.
Wow. Even a gonk droid.
What is it called?
A gonk droid?
A gonk?
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. Because they go gonk. It's a walking battery.
And then, so that's in the box here. You'll also come with your QR code for assembly instructions, as well as all the localization here.
I'm sure this set is not going to need much instruction.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is it's a surprising amount. It's not a ton of pieces, which is really nice.
Yeah, like these here, the stone pieces look like they're just 2.
My question is going to be about those ladder looking pieces. If they were one piece, they get put together.
So like this big one here,
What's that going through?
is just 2 pieces. It looks like legitimately, like you're just. It's pretty decent size too, and it's all like push fit. Look at that. Do you have an extra screw cutter right there, or just the one?
I got one.
Beautiful.
Maybe.
So let's go ahead and give that a quick old cut here, because I think legitimately, wow, comes off the screw really nice too.
Snapper.
I'm glad Taylor's on his way now, because I'm not going to clean up any of these mold lines.
Oh, he's going to lose his mind.
He is going to lose his mind.
He sees mold lines down there. Just tell him that you clipped it and be like, oh, okay, he doesn't know what he's doing anyway. Oh, there's Gonky. That's what the bad batch of gonk droid is called, Gonky.
But I mean, yeah, you do not need instructions for a lot of these, because you simply just
put it together.
You just literally. Oop, I couldn't even mess that up. I mean, that was it.
There's one more piece to go on, which is not an issue.
Well, where's that final piece? Right here.
Cool.
Can I have that screw cutter back, baby girl? Thank you.
Look at this. We're seeing a first here for a regular PCNers. Tim is clipping pieces off of the sprue.
And
I've never. Oh no, I have seen this. Did you lose the ear yet?
Yeah, putting together some.
That's like an individual. You're gonna want.
Oh, that's an individual piece.
Looks like it came off. You're gonna want this piece here.
Oh, thanks, man.
I got you. It's probably in the bag here.
So I'm sure that like there's.
Is this just a one piece by itself? Little piece. Don't even need nothing else. That's just right off the screw.
But so yeah, so it's 3 pieces. You pop that bad boy right in here. Once again, this is classically trained terrain assembly. Everyone knows I'm one of the best.
I'm sure a lot of people are cringing at home.
Oh, what I miss? How did I mess this up?
Oh, there you go.
I should have those cutters back.
Why do you need cutters back?
Because it's messing up my flow.
Because she's cutting stuff. I brought up here as well.
How do you do this?
How do you do?
If only there was like a link where we could find instructions for this for the internet.
Probably put it in and then put it together.
I already broke it. Well,
that didn't take long.
Listen, so real talk. Your lightsabers are not going to break. You will, or I will, break all of the terrain.
Don't let Tim near your terrain.
Don't.
Even after it's built, because like Godzilla on the table.
Yeah, a little bit. You want to move over just slightly.
Oh.
There you go. Okay. So yeah. I mean, I really like that. So
actually, I can glue this one together right now.
So how many ladders does this come with? Oh, it comes with a speeder bike too? Is that a specific type of speeder bike?
If it is, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's a speeder bike.
You knew Gonk, so I just assumed.
And it's actually kind of neat because people come with both helmets and faces.
Oh yeah, there's different.
Yeah.
There's different variants.
I think every Mandalorian so far has multiple anything helmeted has a bear head as well, I'm pretty sure. And we saw like the Inquisitor box has a couple options if you want to make it more like the Clone War or like the animated version or more like the live action version. They even have options there, which is really cool.
So just real quick, I really like that they included other localization on the like unit order cards. Like that wasn't probably super needed, but the fact that they just kind of did it by default anyway is like, I don't know, it just shows a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next?
There, that one's together.
We did it. Wait, it's already
Don't touch it. Yeah, I glued it.
So, but yeah, just a massive thing of terrain in this bad boy for that. All right.
Found another rock.
So Taylor's on his way.
Oh boy.
So we are gonna, as soon as he's here, we're in assembly mode. And actually, I mean, we're actually almost to the point where we could like,
We can prime, probably.
we could play a small game with gray on painted models. That would be dope, right? You know how much we've always wanted one of those.
Gray on painted models?
Right?
We all have plenty of those.
Okay, so let's head over to this Obi-Wan box.
Oh yeah.
Hello there. A swoop bike. Thank you, Otis. Okay.
Swoop. Okay. That's something new every day.
So we'll move this out of the way here. As we get. Ooh. Okay.
Oh yeah, I just put one on top of it.
All right. Here. I was like, I broke it already. All right. So we have the hello there starter squad pack. This is going to come with 4 minis. So Obi-Wan is your primary. Right there. And then who are these?
I think everyone's going to assume it's Waxer and Boyle.
Nice.
With Commander Cody. I don't think they're actually named, but come on, it's Waxer and Boyle. Spruce! Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Zolnir Zikloni Ziliguno.
That's what I said. That's what I thought.
Pretty sure that was Polish. I don't know. Let's find the English one so we can actually read it. Yeah, it says 212 Clone Troopers, Clone Commander Cody, and of course General Obi-Wan. I missed.
So there's Obi-Wan showing 8 SP. Excuse me. So just a little bit more than Dooku, but a little bit less force with only 3 force for him.
2, 1.
So you may be surprised to know this, but he does have a active called Hello There. Costs 1 force. 1 character in this unit may jump. If it does, that character adds 3 dice to its next attack roll during this activation.
What?
There's a massive tactical attack benefit to having the high ground and jumping is what
I
gets you there.
love that so much.
So uncivilized.
Oh man, that makes his Ataru form brutal.
Right? Yeah, he's gonna be throwing 10 dice after all. After a hello there.
He is like the master dueler, other than Dooku.
So uncivilized costs 1 force as well. When a character in this unit is targeted by a ranged attack, this unit may use this ability. The unit gains hunger after the attack is resolved. If the attack roll contained 1 or more failure results, the attacking unit suffers 3 damage.
Sweet deflection.
There's actually something very similar on Ahsoka's card, where I believe if the enemy rolls failures and an attack against her, if she activates a particular ability, they take damage as well.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Then he has an innate called Patience. When you reveal this unit orders card,
Just deflect.
it
only does 2 damage back.
Yeah,
Same idea.
Well, she doesn't have as much patience.
Very true.
If you have an order card in reserve, you may put that card on the top or bottom of your order deck. If you do, put this unit's order card in reserve. So that's super dope. So normally, if you have an order card in reserve already, if someone came up, you didn't want to use them, you put them in reserve. You can't then put another one there. But Obi-Wan is just so gosh dang patient that he can take that place instead. When this unit order card is put in reserve, 1 character in this unit may heal 3 and jump. Then we have knowledge and defense. Allied characters do not lose hunger when they become engaged.
Oh, jeez.
And can gain and have hunger while they are engaged. While an allied Galactic Republic unit has one or more hunger, it adds 1 die to its defense rolls against melee attacks. After an attack targeting a character in an allied Galactic Republic unit is resolved, that character unit may remove all its hunger. If it does, one character in that unit may heal for each hunger removed. Then each character that healed may dash. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Anonymous, thank you for the gift sub. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for real.
So there we go. That's him. That's the man, the myth, the legend. Once again, just let us know in chat if there's pictures that you want of this stuff. We're going to get it all on the Discord, but yeah.
Or do you want to see somebody build next?
Yeah. And what characters should we be building first? So Taylor and I are going to be playing a game tomorrow right here on the Twitch.
Yeah.
Probably around noon, maybe 1 o'clock. But I would anticipate seeing several games being played right here. And then Tuesday during the Power phase, we will have probably some painted and primed characters up there as well as all the terrain and stuff together.
I think everyone's gonna fight for that spot to play that right away.
Yeah, I don't have to, thankfully. Dad gets to control that one.
Oh,
But no, just that I don't have to fight for a spot.
Right. And I only said before because I was running a field trip tomorrow, so I won't be able to watch at noon. I think I'll be in a museum.
I mean, that's
a math museum.
A math museum.
It's actually pretty cool.
A museum of math.
Yeah. Oh. Museum about math, but it's mostly like puzzles and interactive stuff. It's actually pretty cool.
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a little nerdy, but
one of the characters here does in fact have a tactical ability,
Cody,
that we can see here. Cody. So once again, this is designating that they have something that happens when they activate. So Cody is 4. Maybe you did.
Oh, they're right there.
Oh, nice. Look at this guy.
Trying to put the other language ones away so we didn't get confused.
So this is Cody, looking like 4 points. And his tactical ability is, we've got a big problem. At the start of this unit's activation, choose an enemy character within range 5 that is contesting an active objective. That chosen character gains exposed. Dope.
Yikes.
Especially, I mean, and this is really paired very nicely with Dooku, as far as these expansions kind of coming out together, where exposed is going to hurt someone like Dooku that benefits so heavily from expertise.
4 for Dooku?
4 force. Yep, 4 force for Dooku. Right there. Okay, so Cody also has, so exposed, you don't add expertise on defense rolls.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to remind myself what that did.
Cody also has really good defensive maneuvers for a power or for a force. Each character in this unit may dash. If any characters dash, this unit gains hunger.
Dash and hunger? Nice.
Especially clowning around with Obi-Wan and how he affects hunger.
Yeah.
Obviously, these two are a pretty good pair. Next up, we have Say Goodnight, Clanker. Oh, Clanker almost was one of the names of the podcast that we we're going to do for Shatterpoint. Or was in the
somewhere.
So his first innate is Say Goodnight, Clanker. Characters in this unit have Sharpshooter 2 when a character in this unit makes a ranged attack. The target does not benefit from cover. And then Bring It Down is his other passive or innate. When an allied clone trooper supporting character within range 4 has 1 or more hunger tokens, makes a ranged attack as part of a combat action, it may re-roll up to 2 failure results. I mean,
yeah, once
again, I thought I was going to be playing just Dooku, but your boy loves rerolls.
You can fit Cody in there easy enough,
right? And then, last but not least, we have
the Clone Troopers 212. I'm assuming Waxer and Boyle here. So we've got defensive maneuvers. Each character may dash. When the characters dash, this unit gains hunger. We just saw that on Cody's. They also have coordinated fire, which I'm pretty sure all the clone supports have. When a character in another allied Galactic Republic unit makes an attack as part of a combat action, before any dice are rolled, this unit may use this ability. If the targeted character is within 5 of the character within this unit gains pinned. The target unit gains pinned. Sorry, I said that a bit wrong there. Brothers in Arms. While this unit has one or more hunker tokens, characters in this unit have steadfast. So double, triple, forkling down on that hunker.
And what does steadfast do?
I'm looking. I don't remember that one off the top of my head. When this character is defending, is not moved by the first shove effect from the attacking character's chosen combat tree options. That's cool.
This mechanic games. Thank you for the gift stuff. Oh, anonymous gifter got the mechanic. This wow.
You don't have to be anonymous. It's super cool of you to do.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. How many points, Django?
Django's 4, Vanguard 3.
So once again, Dooku's 7, Magna Guard's 3, and Django. What was the Magna Guard's 3 and Django's 4?
Put those there so we can see them. Boop, 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 boop.
All right. So have we? Yeah, let's go on trees. So let's go with Obi-Wan.
That's the name.
So this is his form 4. How do you say that?
Ataru.
Ataru. All right, so starting out on this tree here, so he starts a couple different starting points, right? No, he has to
start with the orange one.
So first success is going to be a shove, and then 2 damage. Then he can either go for a disarm and damage, or just 1 bigger single damage.
1 big damage.
But going that route for that 1 damage is going to have you passing the exposed with the double damage.
It's so cool how they you can get to this faster if you go above, but you get a little bit less out of it.
Yeah,
if you want to get right to the other thing, the disarm and or pins and a bunch of shoves. Wow.
Right? Yeah. So if you want to bypass the disarm and the exposed, maybe you're going to lay someone out, or maybe you just need to keep pushing them. So a shove, damage, shove with damage, then a pin, then another shove. I mean, pinning them and then shoving them is just kind of rude, especially shoving them that much. Or potentially he needs to get out of dodge and he can go that bottom route, do a actually pretty solid amount of damage, going 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 1 with a jump. He also converts expertise to failure results on his defense rolls. And on his attacks,
his expertise convert crits to failures.
Yes. And decent stats here as well.
Yeah, real good.
6 and 7 for attack and defense for melee.
Especially when you combine that with hello there, so he can get 10 attack dice there.
Right. And then we'll look over here at the form 3. So starting out with 2 damage and a heal, and then moving into either strain and more heals, or a pin and more heals. It's actually super
way
good.
more defensive form. I like it. There's quite a bit of double damages, but a lot of healing.
Yeah.
Not nearly as many shoves. I mean, it starts with the healing right away.
Mm-hmm.
Only 5 dice for this one, but again, with hello there, you can bump that up to 8.
Yeah. Yeah, so on his form 4, being at 10 dice for this means you're probably going to be wanting to take that longer track, right? Taking the disarm, the exposed, and then all those shoves and pins. Dope.
Seems really cool.
I'm going to go over the Commander Cody.
Yeah.
So both of these other ones only have 1 side. It seems like only the primaries that we've seen so far have 2 forms to their stances.
So Commander Cody here is pretty good with his concentrated firepower. He does have range 5 on his range attack because he's got that blaster, the DC 15 blaster rifle with 6 dice on attack and 4 on defense. That's for both range and melee. And then for his expertise charts, we got a bunch of damage at range with some more crits. And then at melee, he's using his pistols with some hits and crits. Nothing too crazy there. His defense expertise, he adds some blocks. And then his tree, he's actually got a pretty full tree for a secondary. We got a lot of options. 2 major branches, but he does mostly damage. All but one of these choices here does damage, and that one gives him an action, which is sweet. So he starts with 2 damage, and then his next one is pinned and damage. Then the top row, we've got a bunch of shoves and more damage. He stays on the bottom branch. He's got more damage, strain, and just a ton more damage. He's just trying to take the enemy down. I like him. That's my style. And again, he's at just one side there. Just concentrated firepower.
Can you show more of the form 3 of Obi-Wan?
Yes. So, and I'll try to get this a little bit closer as well. I just posted all of the Obi-Wan pictures as well in the Discord. So if you want to hit that exclamation Discord, you'll be able to see that there. So we're going to try this here. Not looking like that's going to show up super great, but
let me try. Remove the background. Will that help at all?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There you go.
I don't know if it's just not autofocusing. So
autofocus is off. Otherwise,
right.
this would be an absolute disaster. But
yeah, I don't see anything.
Show it a little bit closer here. That's the form. There's the expertise for melee, for defense, and then his base stats here. And that is that form 3. But once again, these are all in Discord in the Shatterpoint channel, so feel free to join there.
Nice. All right, then we have our 212 clone troopers with their bullseye training. So they are at range 5 with their DC 15 blasters, 6 dice for attack, 4 for defense. Not quite as good in melee, which makes sense, with only 4 attack and 3 defense. Their expertise charts are pretty good at range. A bunch more damage, some more crits. At melee, not much going on. As long as they get any, they get 1 more strike. And then for defense, decent with more blocks. With 1 or 2 blocks, we get 3 expertise. Their tree is a support tree, so it's real simple. We got pinned again. I think we saw that on all 3 cards from this box, right? Did Obi-Wan have some pins?
Yes. Yep.
So that's kind of a theme for this squad. Then they get damage with shove and exposed, and then 4 damage if you get 4 successes through, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, for real.
Which would be a total of 6 damage. Wow. So they hit pretty hard for support if you get enough successes there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go for my Gophers. All right. Any other requests that you guys want to see? We'll see something more of. See better pictures of. Pictures for us to post on the Discord. Because yeah, this is here. Get ready. I mean, if you haven't pre-ordered already, I would get on that for sure. So the one thing we didn't get to see the Ahsoka that will come with Plo Koon, but if you have an LGS or you want to make your local game store, our local game store, or vice versa, is actually the opposite of that. Beard Dragon Games, I think they're out of the Ahsokas now, but they'll still have the additional Shatterpoint cards. There's going to be some like dope Shatterpoint cards that are going to come with that. What's the size of the character cards?
I think they're 4x6. They call them tarot size. No, the other ones are tarot size.
So they are the exact size of an MCP card.
Which is about 4x6.
Yeah, so 4x6.
Which is a 4x6. So they are in fact the same exact size.
Nice. So if you've got sleeves for one, you've got sleeves for both.
Which, and I do. So that's actually going to be super convenient. Incredibly convenient. All right. So out of all the stuff here, Dan, what are you most excited to put on the table first?
Oh, Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild to get my favorite character in the core box. It's just, it makes my heart happy.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I really like Bo-Katan anymore. Especially since she's got a resurgence with the Mandalorian. I really like her in that. I've been rewatching Rebels, so I'm sure I'll see her there. So I'm really excited to see that. I love Rex. Yeah, I think Rex is awesome. This isn't going to resonate as much with you, but he makes me think of Leonardo a lot. Partly because blue, but also
because he's a bad guy too.
Sure. We'll have plenty of time on the Shatterpoint podcast to get into that.
That's true.
We're really excited for that. The bad guys are so cool too. Bad guys, the Sith, I'll say.
Yes.
Are really awesome. I love that Asajj is right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's, I think, often an underrated character. There was a novel featuring her and Quinlan Voss.
Shatterpoint. No.
Cool looking Jedi. He's got the like yellow tattoo across his face.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a wild card Jedi. The name escapes me right now. I'll get it in a minute. That takes place. It was actually 4 episodes of Clone Wars that never got to like go print when the show got canceled initially.
Gotcha.
They had scripted them, plotted them out, so then somebody turned it novelized those episodes.
Okay.
So it's like straight from the Clone Wars.
Oh.
And it's Saj and Quinlan Voss teaming up. It's really cool. I gotta look it up now. It's like right there. I just can't quite think of it. Who are you most excited? I know Dooku for
Yeah,
sure.
Dooku's way up there. The Ewoks, right? Super excited for that Ewok meta that's
Oh, I thought you meant what we had already.
No.
Yeah, we're excited for
yeah,
Bad Batch?
Bad Batch.
Dark Disciple by Christy Golden. That's what it is. Super good. Highly recommended.
Christy
I
Golden.
have it if you want to borrow it.
Christy Golden is an incredible author.
Yeah.
She wrote a bunch of the WoW stuff that I like really loved.
Yeah.
She wrote a bunch of Star Trek too. That's super dope. She
Nice.
like, got hired by Blizzard. She's like Blizzard's like writer now.
Sweet. It's one of the better Star Wars novels I've read.
I can
really
imagine.
enjoy it.
She's an incredible author. All right, dope. Well, so what characters are you excited to put out there first? Oh yeah, Dooku, Maul, the Magna Guards. I've always thought was so dope.
It looks so great. You can chop off their head and just keep going.
And Ventress, really like Ventress. Really like Kalani. What?
I'm really excited for the Republic. You're really excited for the Sith. Like we're already on either side there. Obi-Wan too. Obi-Wan I always felt like was kind of there until the Clone Wars series. If he really came into his own as a character, I think he's fantastic. Excited to have a second version of Obi-Wan like right away too, so you can have a secondary Obi-Wan, so you can feel Anakin and Obi-Wan in the same squad.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be in the same strike force, but same squad.
So
which is exciting.
These are the ones that are a little hard to place. So the
size of the cards?
The stance cards are in fact the same size as the unit order cards, which is nice at least. So
we need a ruler here to really measure them.
You're really only going to need, I thought I had a tape measure. Maybe I don't in here. But you're really only going to need 2 different card sleeve sizes for the character cards, and then the unit cards and the stance cards are all going to be the same size.
That is nice that there's a couple different kinds of cards, but only 2 sizes.
They did a really good job as well with the tokens. Like,
look at them.
Everything's really kind of dual purpose. So your force is dual sided to very clearly be able to mark whether it is spent or not. The disarm is on the same as the pinned.
Oh, no, okay.
And then strained and exposed.
Nice.
Then also who's controlling what objective for both sides. So once again, you don't have to have like my opponent puts one down and then takes his off. You just flip it over.
I like that.
Same with injuries and wounds. They're dual-sided. Hunker, you're going to be hunkering a lot, so you're good there. And then damage as well, starting right out of the gate with 5s, because character health is actually pretty high. These are, I forget what that token is.
There's 2 on there. Are they just kind of?
That might be marking the priority.
Yeah, priority objective.
Yeah.
Found it.
So when you end up flipping over one of those mission cards, incorrect. Not in mission 1. It'll only be in mission 2 and 3. And you roll that defense dice to see which is the priority. You'll mark it. With those.
Cool. Okay. Make it very clear.
So that I think is going to wrap it up for us for tonight. We're assembling the team and getting everything constructed and potentially primed tonight as well. Taylor's going to be painting a bunch of this stuff on stream, so make sure to check that out on Monday. We're probably going to paint a little bit tomorrow right here as well on stream, and then we're going to try to get at least a game in. So same for Sunday. We might try to do the same thing, so just stay tuned because we're going to be right here as often as possible, just crushing as much Shatterpoint as we possibly can, because this game's dope. I'm really excited that we have not only the core box, but Dooku and Obi-Wan, so we can get a little variety in there too. You guys should be excited. We're super excited. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow, potentially Saturday, potentially Sunday, potentially Monday. Guess what? We're here every day.
Just be ready.
We're here every day, and we're gonna get assembling. We're gonna get as much of this stuff up and ready as we can. Lindsay's already gotten. I'm
Most
seeing
of it.
6 characters already done. 7 characters already done
And partial terrain.
out of the core box, and yeah. So Taylor should be here any minute, and we'll just get flying. Yeah. But guys, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Check out here around 12, maybe 1. We might go up earlier effectively. As soon as we are able to, we'll be up and live. But thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.